Hi, welcome to Shawnee Mission East's 4th broadcast. I'm Kelly Walston.
And I'm Jared Steele. We are all new students of the radio and TV production class and have spent the last 5 weeks preparing this show.
This is our first show, and we'll have 2 more to show you in March and in May. Here's Jared with our first story.
During the week of February 13th through 17th, Shawnee Mission East held its annual Spirit Week. Each day, Monday through Friday, had a different theme that was made to bring East students together and show school spirit. Monday's theme was computer dating, followed by Tuesday's formal day. Wednesday was Heart Day, and Thursday included a breakfast of champions. On Friday, party buses were offered to the away basketball game at Leavenworth. For more on Thursday's activities, here's Kelly.
Thursday during Spirit Week was an event brought back from the excitement of the varsity football season. East's second breakfast of champions was held on Thursday, February 16th. East students had several thousand donuts to choose from Lennar's Donuts. On February 16th, the Student Council at East sponsored a donut breakfast for the student body. Members of the PTA passed out the donuts, orange juice, and coffee between 7:20 and 7:50 that Thursday to a large crowd of hungry Lancers. Many people enjoyed the free breakfast, and quite a few went back for seconds. Some took the opportunity to sleep it, as school did not start until 7:50. Even though this opportunity, part of Spirit Week, cost the school $300, it was quite a big success.
There is a decision which East students face every day, whether or not to eat in the school cafeteria. The freedom to leave the campus during fifth hour eases the burden on cafeteria workers and crowding in the lunchroom.
On the other hand, some students decide to go out to lunch instead of staying in. Matt Dander will discover the pros and cons of the search for the fine cuisine.
This is Matt Dander reporting for KSME TV News. Some Lancers' favorite part of the day is noon, lunchtime. Lancers are given a choice of eating in the cafeteria or going out to lunch. The 25 minutes allotted to eat lunch poses a challenge for most students to leave campus, eat their lunch, and come back to school on time. Let's follow an average Lancer on his quest for food outside of the school. To avoid all this, one can easily eat in the cafeteria. Eating out to lunch is an entirely impractical, expensive, and potentially dangerous way to eat. Yet it affords students a chance to be with their friends outside of the school campus during school hours. This is Matt Danda for KSME TV.
And now on to sports. East Wrestling Squad has recently completed their regular season and have qualified several Lancers to the state meet to be held in Wichita, Kansas on February 24th and 25th. Among them, Jeff Morton, who took third place at Sunflower League and Regionals in the 112-pound class, Zach Wooten, winning third place at League and taking a fourth place finish at Regionals at 119 pounds. At 140 pounds, Tom Stout, taking second place at both Regionals and League, and Troy Duncan, taking third place at Sunflower League and finishing fourth at Regionals at 160 pounds. We wish good luck to the East Grapplers as they head south for state. Go. Girls basketball at East is finishing up a tough season schedule. The Lady Lancers fought long and hard this season. The Lady Lancer basketball team is getting geared up for another run at the state championship. Their combination of speed and defensive prowess have kept them in contention throughout the season. Through daily practice and physical conditioning, the team is making strides to further success. The Lancers rely on the experience of seniors Kelly Johnson, Stacy McMillan, and Tracy Hobbs, though Hobbs sustained an injury in a recent loss to Shawnee Mission South. McMillan, a forward, is shown here refining the shooting skills that have placed her among Sun Country's scoring elite. Coaching duties are shared by Mr. John Oman and head coach David Rayfeld, shown here at the South game. The Lancers are happy about their season thus far, and through hard work and perseverance, they will continue on the road to state.
Boys basketball here at East has had a very good season this year with varsity coach Russ Kokaruda and JV coach Rick Royer together to end a super season. The varsity boys basketball team is coached by assistant coach Royer and coach Kokaruda. Leading the team is senior Tommy Kramer and junior David Hamilton. As the Lancers speed on to victory, we know that they will have a good shot at the championships. We would like to wish the boys luck in their upcoming games. The East Lancers placed second at the Kansas State swim meet, placing fourth in the 200-meter individual medley and fifth in the 100-meter breaststroke was junior Ryan Chapman. Ryan qualified for 9 out of 10 events, the most ever in the history of East. Also scoring high were senior Jason Perry and West German exchange student Mark Hensel. The race for the state title came down between East and rival South. In the last relay, the superior East team was unfortunately disqualified and the title went to South.
We have 4 in-depth stories to show you in our second half. Here's Allison with our first story.
Seniors at East are in the latter stages of the college admissions process. For some, this means finishing out the school year and then moving on to KU. For others, it means anxiously awaiting word from a more selective college. My co-anchor, Ben Warner, recently had a chance to speak with counselor David Wolf about the college admissions process.
When students come in to you and want to get on the track to college, what are the steps you take them through? What are the first things that you have them do? And how do you get them college-bound?
When a student comes in to plan their college exploration, certainly in their senior year, I have a number of questions really for them. I want to find out, certainly, any schools that they have considered, if they've made any pre-plans as far as college testing, and in general just kind of find out what a kid's criteria is. And that word criteria always kind of overwhelms them, but it's kind of what their likes and dislikes are. I mean, there's so many different things that goes into the college process. Some of it can be so informal as, hey, I know I'm going to KU, it's no big thing, just, would you show me the admissions application, what test do I need to take? But what my real goal is to make the student realize that they are going to be going through a major process, that there are time schedules that actually have to be met, there are forms that need to be filled out, there are times when I may have to write a recommendation, they may have to write college essays. So in large part, when a student comes in and says, hey, I'm finally a senior, I want to go to college, it's a case of letting them know that there's a large inventory of different steps that need to be covered. And I think it's my responsibility in large part first to provide them with information, to let them know about college admissions testing, whether it's, SATs, ACTs. Let them know that some schools it's very simple to apply, others it's a very involved process. So I always look forward to seeing the seniors. Hopefully that they'll come in September and October and not be the situation that they wait all of a sudden until second semester of their senior year when so many of their friends have already done shopping, as I'll call it. So if this tape can be of any benefit to other kids, I hope it lets them know that they need to get started. And I'd even like to see them second semester of their junior year, really.
What do colleges look for in an applicant?
The criteria that I mentioned earlier that a student may have, a college also has its criteria of what they're looking for. And I think generally what I always have to point out to students, we have to deal with some realities that, yes, we do have to report a grade point average. We have to report test scores. We have to certainly indicate the type of coursework they took. And matter of fact, that's probably, that combined with the actual grades is probably the first real academic criteria that colleges want. But colleges also want you for reasons other than just solely academic. They are concerned about what you did during that time period of age 14 to 18, where a lot of kids, of course, think, well, that means activities. Did I play sports? Was I on the newspaper staff? Was I this type of school activity jock? Certainly those things are important, but there are other things that kids can do to make themselves attractive to colleges when, of course, the college is appraising the student's application. So I think it's very important when you not only think of your criteria, you have to think in terms of what the college has as its criteria. And certainly they're going to look at you in an academic evaluation, but certainly a non-academic, which does mean, activities. It means those general terms that are always so hard to pin down of your leadership qualities, your emotional maturity thing. So it's just not a case where you're going to be immediately admitted or rejected by just a GPA type of thing. There are other things that go into it.
I recently interviewed senior Todd DeBasio about his journey through the college admissions process and his upcoming college plans. What colleges have you applied to?
I have applied to Georgetown, Notre Dame, Holy Cross, Boston College, Colgate, and Villanova.
What is your first choice among those, and why?
Georgetown and Notre Dame would have to be my first two choices because of their reputation as schools and both the opportunities that their locations and their faculty and everything about just the school itself could present me. I look forward to attending either one of these as my first choice.
What was the number one factor for you in choosing a college?
The number one factor choosing the colleges that I want to attend would probably be just the overall feel I got when I either visited the school or talked to somebody from the school. If the people seemed friendly and receptive, then overall the college seemed along the same lines. I don't think I would like a college where people didn't seem friendly from the start, so the first impressions were probably the most important.
Did you take either of the two standardized admissions tests?
Yes, I took both the SAT and the ACT test.
Which of the two did you find more difficult, and why?
Although the ACT had more sections than the SAT, I think the SAT was more difficult because of the degree of difficulty on both the reading comprehension sections and the math section in general made it more difficult than the ACT.
What do you look forward to most in going away to college?
The thing I look forward to most at college is not only the opportunity to explore different avenues that I haven't been able to in high school, but also to be on my own and not have to worry about my parents' input and everything. I will be able to make more decisions on my own.
If you could give one piece of advice to upcoming seniors about the college admissions process, what would it be?
If I had one piece of advice to people who are going to start their application process, it would be definitely to get started early. People are always telling you just get started early, and it gets incessant, but it really is true. To save yourself a lot of time and effort and hassle, get it done as soon as possible. Write your essays, get your recommendations out, and get it done. You'll be glad for it come January.
The college admissions process can be a long and sometimes frustrating experience. However, through the efforts of Mr. Wolf and the rest of the counseling staff at Shawnee Mission East, students have a valuable resource which they should take advantage of.
Shawnee Mission East has been granted funds for a new library. Construction on the addition will start this spring and is contracted to be completed by the end of the calendar year. We talked to East Librarian Jan Woods for more information on the new library.
But it will be toward the front part of the building. It will be at the southeast corner of the building, and that would be south of the offices upstairs and toward Mission Road. And it will change the configuration of the building, of course, and it will change the configuration of the parking lot, probably. And it will fit the style of the building. It's been designed to try to blend in with the way Shawnee Mission East looks now, so that it will not be misrepresenting, or stand out, as we say, like a sore thumb. This building was built in the late 50s, and so the library will have basically that same style and the brick. And the inside will be accessible, or I should say the entrance will be accessible from the second floor of this building, present building now. And it will be, there will be a ramp, so there won't be the machine lift or chair lift that we have now. There will be a ramp entrance, so there will be handicap accessibility. And basically we'll have the main desk and the magazine room fairly close to the entrance, and there will be restrooms, and there will be another entrance that will be used at night only, so that there will be public meetings, and it'll be close to 12,000 square feet. We have the smallest library, high school library, in the Shawnee Mission District as far as the square feet are concerned, and this new library will give us about double the size that we are now. And we will have a place to have our books and our materials so that they're not so crowded and so cramped. And the students will have a better place to work. I mean, there will be more room for them to work. Hopefully, our library will be the real leader in high tech, if you want to use that expression. We're hoping to have, we do have some new computerized indexes this year, and we're hoping to have some more. And we're hoping to have a few individual computers for the students to use, and this will possibly be a year or so down the line. It won't be immediately. We're hoping in the future to have computerized checkout of the materials in the library, and that will be much easier for everybody concerned, the librarians and the students. Very similar to Johnson County, what Johnson County has now. So we will have the technology to use all the indexes that we have now. We have 2 new ones this year, and I hope to have more when we have the library, such as an electronic reader's guide. And as I mentioned before, the card catalog, we would like to have that on a computer so that it is an online computer checkout, and that we can check anything on something, rather, on the computer. And as I said, the space will be nice. We will have more space for magazines. We have had very limited space for those, and we will look forward to being able to keep more magazines. Right now we're limited to about 3 years, and we'd like to keep at least 5 years or more of a magazine and the microfilm for other magazines further back. And we will have, as I said, work spaces hopefully in the future with a computer so that students could work on their own work for classes, or they can come in and they use the catalog that way rather than the style that we have now, which is cards, but they would actually use a computer to get their materials.
Recently, the Fine Arts Department produced the classic musical The King and I. Let's go behind the scenes to take a closer look.
A large portion of the cast was made up not only of high school students, but of many grade school and middle school students. Female students who portrayed wives were Sarah Granger, Linda Long, Sally Hart, Jessica Belmont, Kristen Smith, Morgan McBride, Kathy Frank, Carrie Frenzel, Mindy Ferris, and Joanna Blackwood. The complete cast consisted of 60 actors, singers, and dancers, and when they were all on the stage was definitely full. In the ballet, senior Brennan Thomas was the lead male dancer. Senior Dana Wise played Little Eva. Jennifer Skaptison portrayed Topsy. Emily Cunningham was Eliza, the lead female dancer. The villain, Simon Legree, was danced by Clayton Smith. Brian Peebles was Captain Orton. John Mitchell was the Kralahome. David Copeland was Louis. The Prince was played by Jeff Goodman. Senior Mark Frazier, a veteran of 3 musicals, sang the romantic lead, Loonta. His female counterpart was acted by senior Kirsten Colburn, also a 3-year veteran. Another veteran of East musicals for the last 3 years was senior Chandra Coughlin, who portrayed Lady Tiang, head wife of the king. The eye of the title, the teacher, Anna Leonowens, was portrayed by senior Laura Dickey. And the king was portrayed by junior Matt Rappert.
One of the leads in the musical had a very difficult decision to make. To shave or not to shave. Not his face, but his head. Here's what happened that fateful day. On Saturday, February 11th, in the early afternoon, junior Matt Rapport made an appointment at the barber shop. As he walked briskly to the door, perhaps he was having second thoughts, but he had made a commitment and an appointment, so it was now or never, and it was now. Matt had a chance to watch a customer get a regular haircut, and then it was his turn to sit in the chair.
Well, yeah, holler at me if you're going to do this in stages, because if I do it the way we were talking, it's one way. That's it.
That's fine.
You got to take all that off, right? You wait till you get my age, you don't have to worry about it.
I was thinking maybe a mohawk, Mr. Carr, you know. Siam, you know.
Too late.
Oh, too late. Oh, my God. You done did it, guy. He changed his mind.
Yeah. Wait, stop.
Now, Fred, it looks like you now.
Now, look, well, he changed his mind. That's good.
I think...
All right.
Now, if he wanted, this would be cool, really. Take a peek at that.
Yeah, just the one little strand
You like
there.
that?
That's pretty nice, yeah. One little patch.
Well, that's up to you, whether you have to balance it up or leave it on.
I'd say we balance it up.
Oh, okay.
save money on shampoo, you know.
Sure will. Gonna have to use a lot more face soap though. You got a high point.
It's quick though, you know, quick haircut. It'd take a lot of time, you know.
We're not through yet. Oh, you want to say that for your baby book? Well, you come on in and I'll do this, but
Okay.
shave it back then. There's no charge on touch-ups on these to get them ready. Because this is the first one I ever did. So just say, you got your first haircut.
My first haircut? Jeez, my dad gave me my first haircut. I was about 3 years old, and my mom got really mad at him because I had long, curly hair, blonde, golden blonde, curly hair, and my dad cut it all my curls off. My mom saved them all. She still has them somewhere.
Well, she's going to be mad at me all over again.
Matt was asked when he made the big decision. Been debating about it since we started rehearsals, and I just decided that it'd be easiest way to go. Figured it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, hair grows back.
You better hope it does.
If not, I'll take Yul Brynner's place and play the king for the next 25 years of my life. So as Matt looks in the mirror, does he see a glimpse of the future? Of the way he'll look when he gets older? Whatever his thoughts, as Matt leaves, his bare head covered with a hat, what's done is done, and what's shaved is shaved.
Thank you for watching our 4th show, and tune in next week for news with Shawnee Mission West.
And now, here are the people who helped make this show possible.